When it comes to chronic problems at school, bullying, tobacco, alcohol, and drugs are common among older kids. What's the best way to address these problems, especially since they keep popping up? In this week's Storytellers, let me introduce you to a social worker who found an answer sitting right in front of her.
We can decide that now? Or?
Sometimes the most complicated problems have the simplest solutions. 3 years ago at Skinner Middle School in Denver,
I'm going to reach out to Regis and see if we can't do it at their campus.
Dean Josh Duran
I'm Gabriella Moore.
and Gabby Moore, a school health professional, started this after-school group called Somos One, meaning we are one in Spanish.
We kind of talked about what it would look like to have a group that was specific for prevention.
A group for kids like Emilio Carrasco.
It's a Latino leadership group. It's a group for Latino or kids of Latino heritage that come together and be with each other.
The idea is dealing with complicated problems like drugs, smoking, and bullying can be combated with a simple solution.
You know, being Latino, we have that indigenous blood, so it'd be nice to kind of pay homage to that.
Bring kids together to talk and support one another.
We look at, what puts students at risk to get involved in more risky behaviors like substance use, and it looks different with Latino families.
I think at the beginning of the year, when we started this year of the group, I think there was a bond between us, and we all just kind of knew it, and we all just kind of knew that we were going to become close.
And that's where the whole group was founded on, was really connecting to self, family, community, and knowing our history.
For example,
12 to 6.
this session they're planning a Cinco de Mayo event
And let's do a slideshow, team.
with the specific purpose of educating the community on the history of Cinco de Mayo and why it's celebrated,
It's my brother's birthday, so we'll all come together, but we'll just kind of catch up and see each other.
instead of an excuse for people to drink margaritas.
The kids were pretty outraged to know how much money alcohol companies make off of Cinco de Mayo.
We're learning a lot about our culture and like our background, and not only what has happened, but how what has happened is affecting us today.
Having pride in their heritage is giving confidence to students.
This group also teaches us of how to not do that stuff.
Like Ariela Garcia, to say no to drugs or stand up to bullies.
I know who I am, and I'm not just going to let some dumb words hurt my feelings.
Somos One just partnered with a campaign called Speak Now to expand and help parents learn to talk to their kids about drugs, alcohol, and tobacco.
For the Latino community, no. There's a big taboo, and I think that there's sometimes that thought of like, oh, if I talk to them about this, then they're going to go do it.
To us, we're other people that we could go to. If we need help with something, we could go to someone in this group. If we're struggling with something, we could go to someone in this group.
Even if the leader of the group makes a surprise announcement.
So I am moving to Texas in July because I'm going to go get my PhD. As Latinas, we can get the education, you know what I'm saying? So that's my news, you know what I'm saying?
I'm happy for her. I'm really happy for her.
Moore feels Somos One is strong enough to carry on without her, solving complicated problems
I mean, it sounds corny, but we kind of built a family.
through the simplest of solutions.
So Josh and I were like, if we can just get 10 kids a year to bond and be friends with each other at middle school, and then when they have high school know each other, then we did our job.
In Denver,
Hi, that's the group. Thank you very much.
Nelson Garcia, 9 News.
So since the beginning of the Somos One group at Skinner 3 years ago, Moore says students who moved on to high school are still coming back for meetings.
She says all of the group's members so far have stayed away from drugs and all boast high GPAs. So proud to see a Latina go back and get more education. It's awesome.
Her PhD, and Emilio seems like a really bright young man too.
Yeah, I mean,
well spoken.
What a great group to be able to go and just have a place to be able to talk about maybe some issues that other people may not understand.
Sure.
It's great.
All right, appreciate